There are forces in the universe that we can't fully understand. But how do you use the forces of the universe to help you reach your goals? You will learn how to build and focus your thoughts so that they are much stronger with this recording. By using the methods explained in this tape, you will have the tools you need to make your plans come true. The only thing you need to do is use it. I'm sure it will be good for you. Think about how dependable, excited, and sure of yourself you'd be if you had a partner who could give you everything you need in life. A person who would help you solve your problems, show you exciting new possibilities and how to take advantage of them, and be there for you whenever you need wise and trustworthy advice. You already have that partner inside you. It's your intuition. Great people in business, sports, and politics all depend on and use their instincts. One of the keys to success is being able to have amazing thoughts and make smart choices. These traits show that a person has developed their inner self. Mozart said that his instincts came from inside him. Socrates said that his inner voice told him what to do. Great people like Einstein, Edison, Marconi, Henry Ford, Madame Curie, Nobel Prize winners, and many more have said that their gut was the key to their success. In the Harvard Business Review, Henry Mintzberg talks about a study he did on top business leaders and how they always relied on gut feelings to solve problems that were too complicated for them to think through logically. He said, "Success does not lie in that narrow-minded concept called rationality. It lies in a mix of clear logic and powerful intuition." Ted Turner, the father of CNN and one of the richest men in the world today, agrees. Vision and intuition go hand in hand with each other. Conrad Hilton talks about how he put in a $165,000 bid on a piece of land he wanted to turn into a hotel. He thought about the $180,000 number when he woke up the next morning. He changed his bid to $180,000 because Connie was known for going with his gut. The next best bid was $179,000, so he was able to buy the house. He later sold it for $2 million. Even though his lawyers and accountants told him not to, Ray Kroc bought McDonald's because "I felt in my funny bone that it was a sure thing." It is now a sure thing. McDonald's is the most successful franchise in the world, and Kroc's choice to buy a few hamburger stands made him a billionaire hundreds of times over. If you pay attention to your gut, you can make better choices, come up with more creative ideas and greater insights, and find the quickest and easiest way to get what you want. People who always seem to be in the right place at the right time, and for whom good things happen all the time, are not just lucky. They have developed a sixth sense that tells them what to do and when to do it. Their sense helps them see beyond what is clear and find new and creative ways to do things. They learn everything they need to know and are told when and how to use what they've learned. Some cognitive scientists who study how information moves through the brain say that less than 1% of what the mind gets becomes aware. It's crazy to think about how much data we're missing. You can still get that information, though. It was earlier that I said our brains are like holograms, with the whole picture inside each part. Everyday conscious mind can only understand and know what it has learned from its own experiences and knowledge. But your subconscious mind is directly linked to the whole system and can access all the information it holds. Another way to see reality. You don't have to know about science or how reality shows up in order to use the power of your thoughts. The basics of mind power can be learned quickly and easily by anyone, and then they can be used effectively in everyday life. The mind makes up its own world. We're not just daydreaming when we make pictures in our minds. It's a creative process that helps us direct and control the same forces that hold things together, turn water into steam, or grow seeds. Inspiration, prayer, and intuition are not magical at all. They happen in ways that follow rules and patterns that we can find and use whenever we want. Like everything else in the known world, The mind's skills are controlled by rules that are simple, not based on science, and anyone can understand them. According to modern science, the world is made up of a huge web of moving parts that can't be separated. The world is living and changing all the time, and everything in it has an impact on everything else. It turns out that what mystics, seers, and occultists have been saying is true. We are not different. We are all a part of the same big picture. The way we think about the physical world has changed because of modern scientists. People no longer think of particles as things. Instead, they see them as groups of energy. They can change quickly, what are called quantum leaps, acting as units or waves of pure energy at different times. We can change reality. There is no fix. Everything is part of a rhythm that is always moving. Even a stone is full of energy dancing. We are part of and move through the universe, which means we are also moving and living. You have the power to live a more creative and powerful life. You just have to decide to. Our thoughts are much more related to the real world than we think. We now have a better idea of how consciousness and the physical world work together. Consciousness is just energy at its purest and most active. What we think, feel, wish, want, or fear can change the course of events. This helps explain why and how a mental image can become real. These new ideas about how reality works can help us change and grow all the time. That our thoughts shape reality and that we are part of an open and changing world are things that we can know and understand. Then we can choose to live in a more creative and powerful way. We need to understand that there have never been any limits. Everything has an impact on every other thing. Our thoughts make our world, no matter where we are or what we do. Reality is made up of two worlds at the same time, the inner reality of your ideas, feelings, and attitudes, and the outer reality of people, places, things, and events. We let the world of looks control us, and the world inside us is just a reflection of what goes on in our lives. There are always reactions going on in our minds, and because we waste time responding, we never feel our power. It's funny how the day you stop responding to your world all the time is the day you start to change it. Every part of your life is affected by your inner awareness, which is a strong force. This is the main reason why you succeed or fail, and the biggest and most important part of who you are. The most basic and pure form of everything is energy. When you think, you are using a huge amount of that energy in the form of fast, light, moving thoughts. Thought is always trying to take shape, find a way to express itself, and come into being. Because that's how thoughts work. They try to manifest into real things. Now picture an enlarged glass that lets the sun's rays pass through it. Moving the magnifying glass from side to side makes it hard to see how strong the sun's rays really are. If, on the other hand, the magnifying glass is kept still and focused at the right height, those same rays become focused. The light that was previously spread out becomes strong enough to start a fire. The same is true for thinking. Forces that are weak and spread out are thoughts that are weak and spread out. Minds that are focused and strong are like things that are focused and strong. At first look, one thought doesn't seem to have much power, but by repeating it, the thought can become focused and directed, and its power can be multiplied many times. The more we think about something, the stronger it becomes, and easier it is for it to come true. What you think has power. Your deepest beliefs, fears, lies, worries, attitudes, wants, and every thought you have all have an impact on you, other people, and the world around you. Most of the time, we don't pay much attention to our thoughts when we're awake. Remember that the world is a live, breathing energy system. Every thought has an effect, and whether you like it or not, what you think shapes your reality, for better or worse. The first thing you need to do to start a new, better life is to pay attention to your thoughts and guide them in the right direction. As you do this more and more, you will get better at controlling it. You are in charge of your whole life. Take a look at how you're living. Even though you say you want a lot of money, you always complain that everything is too expensive and that you don't have enough. The bills keep coming in while you think about what you don't have. Although you may want a lot of money, you will never have it because your consciousness is one of lack and worry, until you change it, that is. Otherwise, you might wish you could get a new job that is fun, difficult, lets you use your imagination, and pays well. Being told over and over that those jobs are impossible to find, or that will never happen, will probably keep you from getting those jobs. Focus on improving your strengths instead of your flaws if you want to become more outgoing, brave, sure of yourself, and safe. Work on it to make it stronger if you find one. It's simple, but not easy. You just need to keep practicing. You need to change the way you think and believe that you can become the person you desire. What could be more fair than letting each person choose the thoughts that will become their daily lives? For I tell you, everyone who has will get more, but whoever doesn't have will lose everything they have. Luke 19:26. I thought it wasn't fair the first time I read this quote. It didn't seem fair that those who already have would get more, and those who don't have would lose everything they have. It didn't look right. That's not what the Bible says. I thought it should be more because those who don't have would be given more. That's what the Bible says, not how the world works. But after thinking about it, I saw that it was fair. That brings us back to the question, what could be more fair than letting each person choose which thoughts will become real for them? In a perfect world, everyone should be able to choose for themselves how good their life is. Do you want to make things different? Then build the right kind of awareness. Don't forget that awareness is the knowledge that every person has of their own being, their states, and their deeds. A person who is successful is aware of their success. Someone who is rich has a prosperity mindset, which means that they think about success, abundance, and having plenty. This is what they think. You're going to say, that person finds it easy. When you're successful, it's easy to think successful, and when you're wealthy, it's easy to think prosperous. But my situation is totally different. I'm not successful. I'm not rich. My life situations and circumstances keep me at rock bottom and failure. Not true. Not at all right. Things that happen to you never cause you to fail. Your attitude is how you deal with things that happen to you. Your thoughts are the only things that hold you back. You can train your mind to think in any way you want and make any kind of awareness you want. After you have formed your new awareness, your world will change. It won't change before. Do you know what you want in life? More health. Then pay attention to your health, believe in it, and act in a healthy way. Need more power? Then become aware of your power. A lot more money, more joy, to have more faith. Think about it and do what it says. There are options for everything. All you have to do is care for what you want and give it life until it's yours. If someone feeds their awareness regularly, their situation will change, no matter what their past or present situation is, or how many times they have failed in the past. What peace of mind that would be. We have all been given this power, which we can choose to use or not. It's free. It doesn't take any special skills. Making the choice to spend the time and work needed to create the right awareness is all it takes. That's it. The rest will just fall into place on its own. You are the one who takes care of your mind, which is like a yard that you can either grow things in or leave alone. You can take care of this yard, or just leave it alone and let it grow. To avoid that mistake, remember that you will get back what you put in, whether you work at it or not. Your thoughts make your world. You can agree with it or not. You can pay attention to it and train your mind to help you, or you can ignore it and let it get in the way of your progress. Your mind, on the other hand, will always and forever make your world. Now let's talk about something very important: visualization. Arnold Schwarzenegger is a name that most of you have probably heard of. He was an actor, a businessman, a professional bodybuilder, and 7-time Mr. Olympia winner. He was also governor of California and wrote several books, among other things. Everything Arnold has done is new. It wasn't always this way. Arnold can remember a time when all he had was the idea that his mind could take him anywhere he wanted to go. Arnold says, "When I was very young, I imagined myself being and having what I wanted. I never had any doubts in my mind. The mind is really amazing. Before I won my first Mr. Olympia, I walked around the tournament as if the prize was already mine. The title was already mine. I had won it many times in my mind, so there was no doubt that I would win it. Then I went to the movies and did the same thing. I imagined myself being a successful actor and making a lot of money. Imagining yourself in a situation that hasn't happened yet is called visualization. You can picture yourself having or doing what you want and getting the results you want. To be more confident, let's say you use visualization to picture yourself as a confident person. You see yourself doing things and talking to people with a lot of confidence. You picture yourself in situations that are normally hard for you and see yourself as calm, confident, and doing well. You can picture your friends and co-workers praising you and congratulating you on your newfound confidence. You feel proud and satisfied. Camilo from Bogotá, Colombia, one of our subscribers, tells us, "It works, and I've shown it. I once imagined myself playing in front of a packed hall. The next thing I knew, I was practicing a song in record time, making it to the finals of a music festival, and being part of a music group that came together in a very unusual way. We lost," he says. "Since my visualization only included playing in that packed auditorium, but maybe we would have won if that's how I had seen it." Anyway, I hope this story inspires and motivates you to use your imagination and picture what you want, because the bridge of events will happen the way you picture it. It can be a fun and exciting adventure. It's said that having a clear mental picture of an activity is the key to being good at it. Why is this true? Chris Poline, a world-class and award-winning skier, says, "Part of our training program included working with a psychologist to increase the power of our minds. After the hill training, they would put us to sleep and tell us to repeat the whole hill run in our minds, picturing every step and bump the routine included. We worked out our minds just as hard as our bodies. Don't think that psychological training is just for professional players or people who want to fight. Anyone who plays sports or wants to get better by making the most of their resources needs to use their mind to help them, not against them. It should be a moving force, not a wall. You can focus better and be more driven. You can change bad habits of thinking and mood into positive ones. I suggest practicing the method of visualization for 10 minutes before bed, and again for 10 minutes after getting up. What are you going to do? Before you go to sleep every night, picture the next day the way you want it to be for 10 minutes. If you have a meeting, a training, an appointment, a job that needs to be done, or anything else, picture yourself doing it the way you want to. Think about it and picture yourself happy. When you wake up, do this exercise again, and you'll see how things change for the better. You can change your world this way if you want to. This is a very strong method, and I think you should use it to help yourself and other people. How to make a good visualization. Step 1. Choose what you want to be, do, or have. Get promoted at work, own your own home, lose weight, meet someone, make a lot of money, feel safer, and better health. 2. Take it easy. Let your mind and body rest for a few minutes until you feel completely at ease. Step 3. Picture the life you want for 5 to 10 minutes every day. Keep thinking about what you want to be, do, and have, not what might happen in the future. Feel like it's happening right now in your mind. Fourth, always picture your goals as if they are already real. In your head, make it real. Do it in great detail. Make it real in your head and write it down. At least once a day, every day, picture your goal. Again and again has a lot of power. Any idea you think and keep thinking about it will lead to something in your life. Think about what you want to be, do, or have. The pictures you make in your head are real forces that will help you. Make sure that your image has the right features. If skill, bravery, drive, or resolve are important parts of the story, include them. Sometimes you'll see pictures that are so clear and sharp that it will feel like you're watching yourself act in a movie and reach your goal. Sometimes you'll only think about your goals. That's fine. To get better at visualizing, you need to do it over and over again. Most people have trouble with the beginning stages of visualization. The pictures they want to see don't come up in their minds. Don't worry if this happens. The picture doesn't need to be perfect. A visualization tool will amaze you at how your mind will start to build the thoughts and scenes you choose over time if you use it regularly. I should also say that picturing something just once or twice doesn't change much. When you press the picture over and over again for weeks or months until you reach your goal, you will see effects. Don't judge success based on just 1 or 2 tries. If question or contradictions come up, which they will sometimes, just push them away. Just let those thoughts come and go in your mind without giving them any weight. Don't try to fight them or stop them. As long as you keep picturing what you want, everything will take care of itself. Nature always makes the chances it needs to meet the needs that are put on it. Start using this method of visualizing right away. You don't need to stress over the specifics of what will happen. Believe in the process. You will know what to do at the right time because supplies will follow demand. You can be sure that the ways and means will work out because nature always makes the chances that are needed to meet our needs. Opportunities come your way when you keep your mind and thoughts open. We all want to know everything before we set foot on something new. There are many things we all wish we could see and understand better about what is going to happen to us. But you don't always get to see those details and steps at the start, and things often go in ways you didn't expect. You can be sure that things and chances will happen that will help you reach your goal. Thoughts are stronger than you think, and a picture in your mind is a force that will finally have an effect. There is no science fiction set in the future here. This is a real skill that we all have and can use whenever we want. Let's talk about how visualization makes us feel. You are picturing what you want and using your mind. Now, it is very important to connect what you are picturing with how you feel. Most likely, a lot of us have trouble picturing what we want. We want to be better, but we can't figure out what we really want. You should really think about what you want for a while. Once you're done, you can finish making it by reading about it in a magazine or on the internet to get ideas on how you want to be, what you want to do, or have. To get more thoughts, you need more information. This is because more information helps the brain make new links. It's always helpful to use your imagination. How would you feel if you were in the setting you want? Would you be happy, relaxed, moved, or excited? No matter how you feel, make those thoughts a part of you by dwelling on them deeply. Believe that you already have what you want and live your life that way. Do not hope, wish, wonder, or worry that things are going well. Make the claim in your head that it is already true. Everything has been okay should be used instead of everything is going to be okay. Everything is over, and you did it. Enjoy the thrill of getting it out there and the sense of achievement. Friends of Jesus asked him to teach them how to pray in the Bible. Even if you don't accept what the Bible says, it has some very powerful ideas and lessons in it. He told them, "Whatever you ask, believing that you have already received it, you will receive it." Keep in mind that he says you must believe that you have already gotten it, not that you will receive it. If you do that, you will receive it. It's not enough to just hope or wish. You have to claim what you want in your inner world, the world of thought and creative energy. This is a very powerful process, as anyone who knows how to use mind power can tell you. The seeding technique is what I want to talk about. Let me tell you a story about Bill and Janet Henderson. The Hendersons wanted to buy a house that was big enough for their growing family when they moved from the country to the city. City homes are, of course, much more expensive, and they needed a big home for their big family. These people also had very specific wants. They needed a big house, a big yard with lots of trees, and the price had to be right for them. Everyone told them they would never be able to find something like that for that price, but they didn't listen. Bill knew mind power methods worked because he used them at work and with his family. He told Janet about them, and the two of them worked together to visualize and plant for the house. They called me after 2 months to ask me to come see their new house. We walked through the big yard. The trees, bushes and flowers made it feel like someone had taken a piece of the country and brought it with them. They gave me the whole tour once I got inside. Each of their children had their own bedroom, and the house was very big. There was also a study room and a playground, for the price they were willing to pay. "That's great," I exclaimed. "Aren't you guys surprised you found it?" Bill's answer showed such a deep understanding of how the mind works that I will never forget it. "No, we're not surprised at all," he said. "We thought we had already moved in 2 months ago." He was so sure of himself. In the end, it was just the physical form of something he had claimed for 2 months as his own. Inside their minds, Bill and Janet had claimed the house as their own and were already living there. Those are some strong words, lots of shocks. It was very strong. They didn't wish, hope, or think about when and where they would find their dream home. They just went to work every day, sure that one day they'd have a house that met their needs. In their minds, they claimed it as their own. That house, though, because they didn't know it existed until it showed up. But they were clear on what they needed and wanted, and they worked toward it every day until it came true. They teach their kids the same things they do to make sure they have full and happy lives. The Hendersons also use imagery and other mind power methods in their own lives. What better gift could a parent give their kid than to help them understand their own natural abilities? This power is ours all. We make our world with our thoughts, and sowing is just believing that you already have what you want. Again, the difference between planting and thinking is routine and regularity. When you sow, you don't live a lie. You don't just walk around all day thinking you have something you don't. Sowing is a mental workout that only takes 5 minutes a day. It gives you a 5-minute boost of energy that you give yourself every day, without fail. You can't say enough about how important practice is. As with all mind power methods, doing them once in a while won't make much of a difference. You should make a regular plan and follow it. Believe that you already have everything you want on a regular basis. You can have it. Do it. Move your body to it. Get really excited about it. Take it as yours for sure. Get it in your inner world and own it. Let us talk about 2 reasons why seeding 1.0 will work. Believe that you already have what you want and that you have already achieved it. Every day, for at least 5 minutes, sow the same thing. It is much better to practice for a few minutes every day than once a week for an hour. The most basic and straightforward way I know of to change and affect the conscious mind is through affirmations. Since the 1400s, people all over the world have used them in magical and spiritual activities like chants and prayers. Now, people from all walks of life use them to make deals, get better, meet new people, win events, and do a lot of other things. Affirmations are short prayers that you say to yourself, either quietly or out loud, depending on what works best for you at the time. Some places you can do them are in your car while you're driving, while you wait for an appointment at the doctor's office, or while you're lying in bed before going to sleep. You pick a line that describes what you want and say it to yourself over and over again. For instance, let's say you're in a place that bothers you and makes you tense when you'd rather be calm and relaxed. Now is a great time to use a statement. Repeat to yourself, I feel calm and relaxed. I feel calm and relaxed. I feel calm and relaxed. Don't try to force yourself to feel calm and relaxed. Just talk to yourself over and over again for a few minutes. For the same reason, if you want everything to go well at an important meeting in a few days, tell yourself ahead of time, it's going to be a great meeting. The meeting will be great. What do you mean when you say affirmations? When you say affirmations, you change the thoughts that come into your mind. Since your mind can only hold one thought at a time, an affirmation fills your mind with thoughts that support your goals. The words tell your mind what it should be thinking. For example, if you tell yourself, it's going to be a great meeting, your mind will naturally start having thoughts about it being a great meeting. When you do affirmations, remember these three things. The effects of the affirmation can be lost if you try to force yourself to believe it. Don't worry about believing at first, just keep repeating it, and if you do believe it, that's great. Your conscious mind will naturally pick up what you say, and the right thoughts will come into your consciousness. You don't have to force anything. 2. Always say positive things. Don't say negative things. For example, if you want a meeting to go well, don't say, I'm not going to ruin this meeting. If you want to be calm and relaxed, don't say, I am not going to be tense. Your mind won't pick up the word no, and you'll start programming yourself to ruin the meeting or be tense. It will focus on the negative thoughts instead of what you want. 3. Keep your affirmations short. An affirmation should be like a mantra. Short and simple, easy to say and repeat. I like affirmations that are 10 words or less, but sometimes 2 words can work just as well. Repetition is what will make your affirmation stick in your mind, so the shorter it is, the better. I repeat, make it short, rhythmic, and easy to say. Be careful not to use affirmations against yourself without realizing it. I'll never make it, or I'll never do it. I had an experience at a conference. About halfway through the tour, I looked at my schedule for the next few months and couldn't believe what I saw. I was supposed to go from city to city with almost no breaks, and they even wanted me to be in 2 different cities on the same day. I started to think that the next month would be impossible and full of stress, and I told myself, this is going to be a pressure cooker. I then formulated a new affirmation focused on 3 words, organized, relaxed, and fun, and repeated it to myself for several minutes. The next morning I started the day with the same affirmation and repeated it the moment I began to think about my busy schedule. Within a few days, I began to think that as long as I stayed organized and relaxed, the marathon pace could be fun. Why was I getting upset about it? In the end, those 3 words made all the difference. My schedule didn't change, but my attitude toward it did. The tour that I almost turned into a pressure cooker ended up becoming a breeze. I was organized, relaxed, and had fun wanting to meet the challenge once I changed from a negative affirmation to a positive one. You too can create affirmations and use them throughout the day to help you accomplish the things you want. They are easy to say and can be done anywhere, in line at the bank, in the waiting room, or stuck in traffic. You don't have to do them with the firm belief that you believe them. All you have to do is repeat them. I suggest making it the first thing you do in the morning, because that first half hour is crucial to scheduling the rest of your day. Just 2 or 3 minutes of practice will soon have a noticeable effect. Every day and every way, I get better and better. People will always remember John Lennon for his music, his kindness, and how open he was. Lennon was interested in magic and the powers of the mind, and this showed in his songs. For example, check out the lyrics to Mind Games. We're playing the games of our mind, creating the future out of the now. Lennon knew and used both affirmations and visualization. My mind is what makes it all happen, he liked to say. In the song Beautiful Boy, which he wrote for his son Sean, he sings, "Before you go to sleep, say this little prayer. Every day and every way I'm better and better." He found this one truth, just like Quay and many other people before him. Many of us are quicker to see our flaws and mistakes than to see our successes and accomplishments. When we finish something, we feel good about it for a few days or weeks, but then we move on to new goals and desires, and we let go of the good feelings of finishing something. If we only think about what we haven't done yet, we subconsciously feed the idea that something is missing. We can use the success energy of past accomplishments over and over again, which would be great, but we don't do it very often. One night, a woman asked me, "Do you think I will ever reach my goals?" Her first goal was to live in a beautiful home. Her second goal was to return to England to see her parents and family members she hadn't seen in 14 years. And her third goal was to have a meaningful relationship with someone special. Since she was a single mother with 3 children and living on very tight means, those goals seemed impossible for her at the time. However, she hoped to learn new ways to create a better reality. I assured her that, using the power of the mind, she could certainly achieve her goals, and I forgot about that woman for about a year when I received a call. It was her, she told me, very excited. "You can't imagine what happened. The new house I'm in has a pool, a great yard, and a lovely view." I told her I was glad for her, but the party wasn't over yet. Besides that, I visited my family in England for 3 weeks. She saved the best for last. She told me, "I'm in the best relationship ever. I'm deeply in love." It goes without saying that I was excited to see her again. A few months before that, I saw her at an airport. The first thing that struck me about her was that she wasn't the bright, beautiful woman I thought I would see. Someone came up to me and asked, "Why doesn't mind power work for me?" I was speechless and could only stare at her. Mind power doesn't seem to be working for me. She said it again, and I couldn't believe it. I asked her, "Listen, correct me if I'm wrong, but aren't you the woman who wanted to live in a big house, travel to England, and have a true relationship a year ago? Don't you agree?" She felt bad about what she did and said, "Oh, I forgot." That was so important. How could someone forget it? It's pretty easy. We do it all the time. She had reached her previous goals and was now working toward new ones. And since she still hadn't reached her new goals, she sincerely wondered why the power of the mind wasn't working for her. She had completely forgotten and took her most recent accomplishments for granted. Her mind had moved on to new things. We focus on what we want to accomplish, completely forgetting to acknowledge what we have already accomplished. And this is where I tell you to be grateful for who you are and what you have. Whatever you are or whatever you have, why worry about what you are not or don't have? We all have areas where we have failed at times, where we feel we don't. Measure up. Learn to pat yourself on the back for your present or past victories, no matter how small they were. Look for anything that makes you feel strong, victorious, successful, and good about yourself. Recognize anything and everything, small and large, and use it to create a vibration of success and accomplishment in the now, which will help you attract more success. Consciousness creates reality, and you create consciousness. We possess 2 minds. So far, I have written only about the conscious mind. Now I would like to introduce you to the second mind, the hidden and mysterious subconscious mind. Our subconscious mind contains such power and complexity that it literally staggers the imagination. We know that this subconscious mind controls and orchestrates the functions of our body, from pumping blood to all parts of the body, to regulating our breathing and digestion. We also know that our subconscious mind has recorded every event that has ever happened to us. Every incident in our personal history is recorded within, along with the emotions and thoughts that arose from those incidents. It is also from this second mind that we can receive invaluable guidance and direction. Through intuition, dreams, feelings and hunches, our subconscious will bring us the precise ideas, vision and solutions to meet all our needs and desires. We are never alone or without guidance once we have awakened this inner faculty. And finally, the subconscious is the mechanism through which thought impulses that are regularly repeated with feeling and emotion are accelerated, charged and changed to their physical equivalent. You can voluntarily plant in your subconscious mind any plan, thought or purpose that you wish to translate into its physical counterpart, and that counterpart will manifest for you. The subconscious is creative, prolific, and always ready to serve you. However, very few of us understand how to use its power, so that we can understand how the conscious and subconscious mind work together as a team to create your reality. Let me use an analogy. Your subconscious mind is like fertile soil that accepts whatever seeds you sow within it. Your habitual thoughts and beliefs are the seeds that are constantly being sown in it, and they produce in your life what has been planted as surely as kernels of corn produce corn. You reap what you sow. It is a law. Remember, the conscious mind is the gardener. It is your responsibility to be conscious and choose wisely what you will bring to the inner garden. But unfortunately for many of us, our role as gardeners was never explained to us. And by neglecting our role, we have allowed seeds of all kinds, both good and bad, to enter our inner garden. This is then the cause of everything that happens in our life. If you want to understand why fortune or misfortune is happening in any area of your life, you just have to look within yourself. The subconscious does not discriminate. It will manifest failure, illness and misfortune just as easily as success and abundance. It works to reproduce in our life according to the seeds we have nurtured within. Your subconscious accepts what is imprinted on it with feeling and emotion, whether those thoughts are positive or negative. It does not evaluate things like your conscious mind, and it does not argue with you. If you want to make changes in your life, you have to look for the cause, and the cause is the way you are using the conscious mind, what you are thinking and imprinting in your mind. You can't have negative and positive thoughts at the same time. One or the other must dominate. The mind is a creature of habit, so it is your responsibility to make sure that positive emotions and thoughts constitute the dominant influence of your mind. To change external conditions, you must first change the inside. Most people try to change conditions and circumstances by working directly with those conditions and circumstances. This is always futile, or at best temporary, unless it is accompanied by a change of thoughts and beliefs. Awakening to this truth, the path to a better and more successful life becomes crystal clear. Train your conscious mind to have thoughts of success, happiness, health, prosperity, and to eliminate fear and worry. Keep your conscious mind occupied with the expectation of the best, and make sure that the thoughts you habitually think are based on what you want to happen in your life. Here, the law of habit can help you. Form the habit of practicing daily all the principles contained in this audio. Don't just listen to the chapters, but take the principles and techniques into your life and make them a reality for you. Water takes the form of any container that holds it, whether it is a glass, a vase, or a riverbank. Likewise, your subconscious will create and manifest according to the image you habitually project through your daily thoughts. This is how your destiny is created. Your life is in your hands to make of it what you choose. Once you grasp that your subconscious will bring you whatever you need, and you begin to work daily projecting the thoughts and images of what you want, serendipitous events seemingly by chance will begin to happen to you. Your powerful inner collaborator, working with your instructions, will bring you the people and circumstances you require to accomplish your goals. 1,000 invisible hands, as Joseph Campbell describes it, will come to your aid. Synchronicity seems like coincidence or good luck to the uninitiated, but it is neither of those things. It's just the way nature rules work, which were set in motion by your thoughts. Allow me to describe how it works. I've said before that everything in the real world is made up of energy particles. There is a huge web of energy around us. When you start to program success into your inner mind, for example, that creates a wave of that energy that goes through everything. This energy of success works in your mind all day and night to bring you the people and situations you need to be successful. I would also say that if that is how you usually think, your mind will work just as hard to bring you the things you need to fail. You can let any thoughts, wishes, hopes or fears stay in your aware mind. It doesn't pick and choose what to let in. We're lucky that people are starting to understand the rules of both the physical world and the mind. It may have seemed impossible in the past that this process could help us draw and make our dreams come true, but now we understand how it works. Since our ideas are energy, it makes sense that the pictures, statements, visualizations, deeply held beliefs, fears and wishes that we think about over and over again would have an effect on reality. To be honest, it doesn't make sense how it could be any other way when you think about it. I want to stress this point again because it is very important. When you connect emotionally and mentally with the good you want to be, your mind will use its creative skills to make that happen. Your thoughts and the way you usually think shape your world and decide your final fate. The universe helps us in a lot of ways. Sadly, we are unhappy with what we accept. Things can change, though. You will be excited to follow the rules of your life once you understand them and can see how they can help you. Start today to make your subconscious mind remember what you want. Don't let anything stop you from doing this, and then watch with joy as the doors of synchronicity start to open. As the Himalayan climber W.A.H. Murray said, "The moment one firmly commits to oneself, then providence moves as well." All sorts of things happen to help us that otherwise would never have happened. A whole stream of events are issued by decision. All sorts of incidents, meetings and material help appear in favor that no man would have believed would come his way. Know that truth, and you will have a key to the treasures of the universe. The power of your subconscious is waiting for you to tap into it.